a senior.
I'm Allison, junior.
I'm Ludiana. I am a senior at
So do you think women are morally justified in fearing men?
Morality is a good thing to argue.
Yeah, I feel like
Not to be like all like educational.
What?
No.
I think they we can't tell them to not be afraid of them. However, I personally don't think that you should be scared of men based on the fact that they're dudes. But it's like telling somebody not to be afraid of spiders. Oh, the spider can't kill you, it's just a spider. It's a granddaddy long leg. But I'm still scared of spiders. You telling me not to be scared of it, I'm still scared of it.
Yeah.
Even though obviously it's not gonna hurt you. Well, it's like
It's like the rationality of it. You could definitely have a rational fear of men that stems from something random, but you could also have a rational fear of anyone or anything. You could have past traumas and experiences that create this fear inside you, and I don't think it's morally wrong.
Is it okay to be oh, I'm afraid of this person just because of their skin color? I don't think that's right. But,
So I feel like there's a difference between fearing something and being cautious of something. You're, I don't know, for some reason walking at night in an alley and you see someone, you can be cautious as to the way that you approach them or the things that you do in that situation. But fearing men is kind of different. Also, different people have different experiences. So if you've had an experience with a male, that has lead you to be extra cautious or fearful for your life in an extreme instance or something like that, then that could be understandable. But just fearing men because they're men, I don't think that's something that should necessarily happen.
Women cheat more than men.
emotionally, probably.
Yeah. A little bit.
I feel like it's just a relationship problem. It's not a girl does this more than a guy does this.
Right.
I feel like it's probably it's just if the relationship isn't going right. If you're getting treated wrong or if you're not getting the attention that you want, you're just in it to be in it. Then I think under the wrong circumstances, a girl would cheat, but I feel like anybody who respects their partner wouldn't. So it's not a girl-guy thing, it's a respect thing.
It's a person thing.
Yeah,
I get that.
Say for instance, you with a girl that's, I'm gonna be honest, that's flat as a cardboard, right? You don't say that. And then you see another girl walking in the hallway. Oh my God! No!
See, that's from his perspective. I'm not in this.
And then you go talk to her, and then you end up cheating on her, and then you see another girl.
That's because you don't have good boundaries.
It's a person problem.
Females are just more compassionate in that way. I feel like males are more attracted
Yeah,
to.
they're if I see a fatty, I'm going for it.
If she's big, if she.
See, that's the problem.
Not worth it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So with that, since you brought that up, are guys and girls, is the dress code fair both ways?
No, I think the dress code is
No.
fair. Let me tell you why. I think the dress code is fair because in the book it says all students have to dress like this. However, the people enforcing it are the ones who are not fair. 9 times out of 10. It's not the teacher's fault. It's not the handbook's fault that the teachers are enforcing it incorrectly.
But I feel like a lot of things in the handbook are left out. So most of them are addressed to females, considering that they wear skirts and shorts and things like that. But in today's society, people at our school don't dress like you would think they dress. And so they don't, rule books or handbooks aren't really meant to address males. They're meant to address females. And when people are enforcing it, it kind of gets blurry there.
Yeah.
I saw that a lot last year, to be completely honest.
Nobody's really gonna be out there calling out a dude for his high shorts.
Yeah.
People are gonna call out me if my shorts are like this, but a guy, his shorts could be all the way super high and nothing said. Or guys could walk around shirtless perfectly fine around school, but me in a sports bra is a crime.
Yeah, or if they have the muscle tanks and all of.
But
But if I wore the same thing with a bra, I would be told something.
I'm just
You raised your hand, I saw that.
Okay, one, dress code is not fair because a dude be wearing a do-rag and two principals take that off before I give you expulsion. And you oh snap. Then a girl walk by where all her cakes out. Hey, and I'm oh, I got a do-rag on. You acting like I got a gun in my do-rag or something.
No sense to me because
Gangs.
We can't. Yeah, exactly. They're oh yeah, it's affiliated with gangs.
Even if I'm a gang member, are you gonna stop me? Are you gonna stop me from being a criminal?
Yeah, what you do?
bandana, but I'm still gonna be like,
Like you taking away my bandana, is it gonna make me magically get out of the game?
they're gonna call me like that. I'm still gonna do that drive-by.
Like, let's just say, like, me, like, I can't even speak, but like, you see how they have a connection? Let me try to walk up to a girl, no, you're creepy, you get out my face. I'm like, I didn't even do nothing. What are you talking?
I mean,
That's a very good point.
That, it was communicated. Matt, like, do y'all know each other?
No.
See what I'm talking about? Y'all don't even,
And I've seen.
I've seen, yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen her.
see, like, y'all don't even know each other. That's the problem. And then, I don't know how that's
I mean, we're talking to
Is it
you
because
like
like
it's
we're
fine.
not like? Because I mean, I feel like I'm chill with you. It just depends on the person. Like I'm saying, like the way that guys approach females, like it's not like you want to be friends. It's you want something.
Yeah, and I think it's also the fact that like typically only really guys ask people out. Like
Right.
it's not as common for women to ask out
like
guys.
cliche.
I mean, like most people I've talked to have had guys approach them and talk to them. It's not exactly wrong to expect when a guy talks to you to expect them to be asking you out, but it's not the greatest thing ever because yeah, there's genuinely a lot of guys who just want to talk, who want to be friends, who want to be friendly.
Maybe I'm just like really optimistic.
Next, I'm gonna ask: is living life as a male easier than a female?
I think physically, yeah, cause like they don't have to have like a period or whatever. Like that kind of
He
stuff.
said,
They don't have
"Chill."
Birth or anything like
Yeah.
nothing.
Or something like
dudes
that.
kind of have it. Y'all make it seem like, oh, no, y'all good, great. No, because you be in the middle of class, we gonna go ahead and cut this off. Because y'all make it seem like we don't have no type of physical problems. Like, we just all good, Gucci,
I
the whole
mean,
day.
no. I'm,
That's that
It's
one.
not
It's just like
enemy.
think about your grandma. It goes away, right?
No.
Can't do it. It's not, that doesn't help.
That does not.
That's what he's talking about.
Also,
Trust me.
like
Thoughts
like-
do not help. Like,
So-
when you're thinking, it does not. Like, you be like, oh, she ugly. Let me think about her. It's gonna get worse. Because now you're trying to force yourself to do something that's not gonna.
Exactly, yeah.
Half of the stuff that happens is like automatically assumed to be gay.
Yeah.
Oh, you paint your nails, you're gay.
Shoot.
By the way, I paint my nails, not gay. It doesn't like, oh, you dye your hair, you're gay. Oh, like everything's
you'll
gay.
say something and somebody will say,
Bro, that's
you're
gay. He's like, yeah, I cried last night, bro. Are you gay? Like, no,
Oh,
I have
nah.
emotions too.
Right, like,
You
I'm
cried
not
last
even
night. It's kind of sounding like you. Sound like
Okay,
you,
I went in.
sound like you did something that you wasn't supposed to be doing. You crying last night. Dudes don't cry at night.
Dudes don't cry at night. Y'all only
Maybe
cry in the
every day.
morning. Only cry-
Maybe, yeah, maybe in the morning.
After 9 o'clock, you're like, oh no.
Maybe even in the shower. Maybe even in the shower.
Maybe.
But at night, no.
Shoot.
I'm really gonna ask every guy I know. Have you ever cried at night?
The one day-
Specifically
Just like-
at night.
I don't know. I feel like now women are placing unnecessary I don't know the word for that. Like
Blames.
yeah, they're like blaming them and trying to make their life harder to
like
make up for what
compensation
happened
for
to
something.
their like past generation of women. Like if I went into a workplace and I applied for a job and then a guy did it who was just as qualified as me, he would probably get the job. But now I think it's moving more towards like we're just gonna give the woman a job because she's a woman.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
I feel like yeah, there are definitely issues going on in the world that like feminism is necessary. Like female like general mutilation is like an important thing that's going on in our world.
Yeah.
Or that like the fact in like Saudi Arabia, women just got the right to drive legally. And I could see like feminists fighting for stuff like that, or like fighting for like catcalling, but fighting for men for just existing and breathing, that's just wrong.
Yeah,
Breathe.
it's just because of the radical ones.
Like,
It's
yeah.
not it's not the whole like community as a whole. It's just the radical ones.
Right. Like you see the ones on YouTube be like 20-minute compilation of crazy red haired
Yeah.
feminists.
I love watching this.
And he was like,
Guilty pleasure, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So I wouldn't like to say that I disagree with feminism. I wouldn't like to say I disagree with third wave feminism. That I disagree with any of that. It's just the extremes within those groups that I disagree with. Okay. So I don't think men are more sexualized than women. I think they can just handle it better. Like if a girl goes, man, that guy's hot. They're not gonna go to their friend and be like, oh my god, she totally just objectified me. Like I'm so offended. But like I feel like girls on the other hand are like, oh my gosh, he said I was attractive, and I really don't know how to feel about
that
it.
makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, you go in the supermarket, you see all the magazines with all the half-naked women, but like you open the magazine and then there's some guy holding like a ranch bottle to his crotch and being like, buy ranch, and it's like, it goes both ways. Like they put the woman on the front to like sell everybody, and then you open the book and it's like all the juicy stuff for all the dudes on there.
Cologne,
Yeah.
random whip thing.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's pretty much equal, and I feel like it's just a matter of like what like society is like how society says you should react to it. Because now people are like, if you say a girl's attractive, oh, you're hitting on her, you're sexualizing her, you're thinking of her inappropriately. And then if you call a guy hot, like it's just funny. Like you can see a guy and you're like, bro, he's hot, and everybody's like, yeah, he totally is.
It's unusual for a guy to go up to you and say, oh my gosh, you're beautiful. People don't really, exactly. People don't really say that. If somebody said that, you'll be weirded out, but you wouldn't feel sexualized.
Yeah.
Rather than you wearing shorts one day and some guy coming up to you and you're like, bro, you look real good in those shorts. Like you feel sexualized then.
So I know like it's wrong to be like, oh, if you dress like that, you're asking for it. But I mean like,
You think if women are wearing something that can be deemed as more sexual?
Girls, whenever they go shopping, they take this into consideration with their friends. They're like, hey, does this make my butt look good? Hey, does my boobs do my boobs look good? Like, why else do you care if you're not trying to get somebody's attention?
But it's about getting the right type of attention. It's about getting that guy that you're attracted
looks
to.
very beautiful.
That is chill. Like, or it could be like your own man. Like you could have your man and be like, okay, I want to look good in front of my man. It doesn't mean I want creepy creeper down the street to touch me. No.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's okay for anybody to touch you without your permission.
I feel like
think
your clothing shouldn't be an excuse for someone to act a certain way towards you. I feel like people are affected by the clothes that you wear, and you should take that into consideration. But I don't feel like that's an excuse of, oh my gosh, I raped her, but she was wearing a short skirt.
That's
that
not
shouldn't
an
be an
excuse.
excuse.
Touching somebody, not an excuse.
Oh my god,
but we should also
invaded her private space.
We should take into consideration like the biblical standpoint. It says don't I don't know the exact wording, but it's like don't do anything that can cause another person to stumble, like another Christian to stumble. So when you're dressing around, going around dressed up in like all out booty shorts and your breasts are hanging out, I feel like you're doing something that could cause another person to stumble. And I know it's wrong to be like, oh, they're just guys, it's just human nature. And then in the real world, when they see a half-dressed woman, they might make a connection to the videos they've seen.
I've seen this happen before,
and
so it's acceptable for me to act in this way.
So that's why you don't want to do anything to cause somebody to stumble, because you don't know what situation they've been in. So when you're in booty shorts or really, really tight jeans with distressings on your butt, so people can see your cheeks, maybe you shouldn't do that, because you could be affecting somebody negatively.
I have a different opinion on this a little bit. But okay, there are cultures and societies where it's even in America, it was unacceptable for a woman to show her ankles and her knees. And that could cause people to because that could cause people to stumble too. And I feel like we shouldn't be limited in other people's reaction to what we wear. And I feel like there's a limit, of course. Nobody should be walking out indecently exposed, you shouldn't be naked. But I believe if you're with some realms of self-expression, I think that's okay.
I feel like if we keep pushing the limits, then eventually it's just going to get way out of hand. Let's say before you can't show your ankles. Look what we're doing. Look, I'm showing my ankle. But and then we're just okay, well, since I can show my ankle, let me show my kneecap. Okay, since I can show my kneecap, let me show my tits. It's
I get how
I think that's just the what the enemy's doing to guys, because it's not I don't know. I don't think it's we change the culture or we make it better for guys. We just tell them, oh, you have nipples, so do I. It's completely fine. We can walk around shirtless. I feel like this is always going to be a temptation from the enemy, personally, because there's this is something that pretty much worldwide can it entices a guy. And I feel like it's I don't want to say it's impossible, because I'd love to see it change, but I feel like it's going to be very difficult to change the minds of every man in this world and every man to come, because it's just, I don't know. I think we should be considerate of men and their struggles whenever we dress how we dress. I don't want to make any. Whenever you show them your body, they're going to they're naturally going to think about that. It's not oh, they're horrible people for thinking about having sex with you. That's just their biological mission. They got to do that. and
Right.
you're just making it very easy for them to want to.
Right, and I think it's just where it crosses over to being a bad thing. If you act on it on like it's unwanted and you
Yeah.
act on it. But having those thoughts, just being like, oh, I find someone sexually attractive, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's perfectly fine just to see some guy or girl walking down the street and be like, dang, they look good.
Yeah, it's all about the self-control. Like, if you don't have the self-control to stop yourself, that's where there's a big problem.
Good. Love it.